Hello and welcome to this instructional video on the ADDIE model. Today we will be looking at each and every step of the ADDIE model and understand it with relation to an organization. The ADDIE model stands for Analyze, Design, Develop, Implement and Evaluate. So let's get started with the first step, which is Analyze. So, analyzing means identifying the learner's prior skill set and establishing instructional goals and objectives. So, when you think about it from an organizational point of view, there are a few questions that you have to consider before moving on to the next step. The first one being what are the delivery options and how will you be delivering it? Will you be integrating it into the LMS platform or will you be sending them the story files and the output? What is the timeline for the project completion? What are the client's requirements? What all goals do they want to meet? So you have to set the requirements at an early stage. Who are the SMEs and how can they be contacted? Will the content be provided or does the content have to be created? Sometimes the content is created with the help of the SME, so it's very important to clarify this point. What is the desired outcome and if there is any learning constraint? So let's move on to the next part, which is design. Some points to keep in mind would be identifying the learning objectives, the assessment instruments, the exercises, contents, and lesson plans. So some important parts of the design process are designing the user interface and the user experience. It is very important to do this before storyboard creation as you can integrate the user interface into the storyboard. The second part would be to create a sample storyboard design, but this is completely up to you. If you want to use a pre-made template, that would also be fine. You will also have to figure out the application of the instructional strategies, the content outline, design the graphical elements, and decide upon the assessment process. The development process includes the creation and assembly of the content assets, the review and testing process of the project, and the implementation of the feedback. One thing to keep in mind is that the storyboard creation can also be done in the design step. It is completely up to you when you decide to design your storyboard. The development process also includes development of the completed storyboard and running it through the alpha and beta reviews to finalize the project. The implementation process includes the integration of the final product into the LMS or any other delivery platform. It is also the first time that the learner interacts with the final product and learns and absorbs all that the course has to provide. The last step, evaluation, contains two parts, formative and summative. Formative is present in each stage of the ADDIE process. So the ADDIE model stresses that the concept of good training programs require planning, review, and revision. So each part of the ADDIE model is evaluated before moving on to the next part. Summative means to measure the course efficiency and locates opportunities to improve the learners on the job performance. Thank you for listening and have a great day.